Once upon a time there was a young man called Michael, an emotional and impulsive individual who often found himself losing control of his emotions, reacting to situations with anger and frustration. He realized that his reactions were damaging his relationships and affecting his decisions. Michael, a young man tormented by his own emotions and reactions, walked through the ancient trees and tranquil gardens surrounding the Elder Master's temple. The peaceful aura of the place contrasted with the turmoil Michael felt inside. With humility, he entered the ornate gates and approached the Elder Master, who was sitting in meditation, immersed in a state of inner peace. Michael, with restless eyes and a heavy heart, knelt before the master and shared the inner struggles that consumed him. He told of his inability to control the anger and frustration that dominated him, damaging his relationships and clouding his judgment. The elder master, with eyes that seemed to penetrate the depths of Michael's soul, listened attentively to his words. He understood the emotional storms that plagued the young man. With a calm and compassionate voice, the master began to guide Michael, sharing the ancient wisdom of Zen teachings. He explained the importance of practicing mindfulness, a path to inner peace through full awareness of the present moment. The master emphasized the art of not reacting immediately to emotional stimuli, highlighting how this could bring balance and clarity to Michael's agitated mind. In the stillness of the mind lies the power to face the most intense emotions. Non-reaction is not passivity, but a conscious act of understanding and control, said the elder master, his serene tone echoing through the halls of the temple. He guided Michael through breathing and meditation techniques, teaching him to observe his emotions without being overwhelmed by them. The master showed Michael how to find a space between stimulus and response, a space where true freedom and inner peace can be found. With a mixture of hope and determination in his heart, Michael committed himself to following the elder master's teachings and embarked on his journey towards inner transformation. The elder master, sitting serenely in his garden, gazed at the horizon as the sun slowly set. Michael, eager to learn more about controlling emotions, sat at the master's feet, ready to absorb his words. The master began to tell the story of two kings from neighboring kingdoms who represented vivid contrasts in their emotional approaches. One king, known for his prosperity and wealth, decided to pay a diplomatic visit to the neighboring kingdom. He was warmly received by the wise king of that land, a monarch whose wisdom was known throughout the kingdom. During the sumptuous banquet offered in honor of the visitor, something unexpected happened. As the king was about to enjoy his soup, a fly dived into the bowl, interrupting the peace of the meal. The host king, witnessing the scene, calmly approached the illustrious visitor. He, with a quiet smile, said, "Please allow me to share a different perspective, Your Majesty." The wise king explained that it wasn't the fly that had the power to ruin the king's mood, but his immediate reaction to the situation. He emphasized that external circumstances are inevitable, but control over reactions is a conscious choice. You, Your Majesty, have the power to decide how to respond to adversity. The real power lies in not reacting immediately, in choosing how to deal with the situations that come our way, said the wise king with serene wisdom. The visiting king, after pondering these words, felt a sudden understanding expand in his heart. He realized the importance of not allowing external circumstances to affect his inner balance. Inspired by the elder master's words and the story of the wise kings, Michael began an inner journey in search of emotional balance and mental clarity. He immersed himself deeply in the practice of meditation and mindfulness, dedicating himself to learning the art of not reacting immediately to the emotions that arose within him. In the early days, while trying to apply the teachings to his daily life, Michael faced significant challenges. Situations that would normally trigger his anger and frustration arose, testing his resolve and patience. There were moments when the urge to react immediately became almost irresistible, but Michael remembered the words of the elder master echoing in his mind: a step back, a deep breath, a calm and measured response. With great effort and determination, Michael practiced these teachings. Instead of reacting impulsively, he learned to create a space between the stimulus and his response. He began to recognize his emotions without allowing them to completely overwhelm him. Little by little, Michael noticed a change within himself. Situations that had previously made him furious were now faced with a newfound serenity. He found himself able to take a step back, breathe deeply and, calmly and thoughtfully, respond in a way that not only preserved his inner peace, but also helped resolve conflicts. With each small success, Michael felt a sense of accomplishment growing inside him. He realized that the daily practice of mindfulness was shaping his perspective and his emotional reactions. His once tumultuous mind was gradually becoming calmer and quieter. Over time, the constant practice of these teachings began to reflect not only in his reactions, but also in his relationships. Michael noticed a significant improvement in the way he communicated with others. His new peaceful and thoughtful approach strengthened bonds and avoided unnecessary conflicts. As Michael continued his journey of personal transformation, he gradually began to realize the profound effects that the practice of non-reactivity had on his life. One of the most impactful changes was seen in his relationships. Previously, his propensity to react impulsively severely affected his interactions with others. Heated arguments and misunderstandings were frequent, leaving a trail of tension and disagreement in their wake. As he dedicated himself to the practice of non-reactivity, something extraordinary happened. Michael began to recognize his own emotions without allowing them to dominate him. He learned to take a step back when confronted with challenging situations, avoiding hasty reactions. This subtle but powerful change transformed his relationships. Michael acquired a new way of communicating, a calm and reflective approach that replaced the impulsive outbursts of the past. His interactions became more empathetic, more understanding, and deeper. He was able to listen more attentively and respond more thoughtfully, which helped to resolve conflicts before they became crises. In addition, the constant practice of non-reactivity began to be reflected in his daily choices and decisions. Michael found himself able to see the different options in front of him with more clarity and discernment. Without the fog of turbulent emotions clouding his judgment, he was able to make more conscious decisions in line with his deepest values. His mind, previously dominated by emotional impulses, became a place of serenity and discernment. This not only benefited him individually, but also had a positive impact on his social, professional, and personal life. He realized that the practice of non-reactivity not only transformed his emotions, but also the way he navigated the world around him. At the culmination of his journey of transformation, Michael found himself facing a new version of himself. He had immersed himself deeply in the teachings of the Elder Master, dedicating himself tirelessly to practicing mindfulness and controlling his emotional reactions. After a long period of learning and personal growth, Michael felt serenity and calm settle within him. He observed how this practice not only transformed his way of facing adversity, but also how it positively impacted his relationship with himself and the world around him. One day, Michael returned to the temple where he had sought guidance at the beginning of his journey. With a light heart and a serene mind, he again sought out the Elder Master to share the fruit of his efforts and learning. With reverence, Michael approached him and shared the details of his journey, from his initial struggles to the peace and clarity he had found by practicing mindfulness and non-reactivity. The Elder Master, with a wise and serene smile, listened to Michael's every word. His eyes conveyed a deep understanding and quiet joy that yet another disciple had found his way to inner serenity. Without saying many words, the Elder Master simply nodded, indicating that he understood and recognized Michael's transformation. It was as if his words were beyond the verbal, conveying a deep understanding and silent approval. Michael felt a deep sense of gratitude and inner peace as he witnessed the expression of understanding on the Master's face. He understood that by applying the teachings he had received, he had not only transformed himself, but also his interactions with the world around him. With a respectful bow, Michael said goodbye to the Elder Master, leaving the temple with a grateful heart and the confidence that he would continue to walk his path with wisdom and understanding. As Michael's journey toward self-transformation reached a point of serenity and understanding, he found himself immersed in a state of inner peace that he had never experienced before. In this moment of serenity, Michael reflected on his journey and felt deeply grateful for having encountered the teachings of the Elder Master. He knew that this journey of self-discovery was not just a lesson, but a philosophy of life, a continuous journey of learning and personal growth. Michael's journey towards emotional control, inner peace and mental clarity was just beginning. If you too are looking for this path of self-knowledge and serenity, join us on this journey. Subscribe to our channel to receive more teachings and inspiring stories that will help you cultivate inner peace and mental health, enabling you to face life's challenges with serenity and understanding. Together, let's walk the path of inner transformation and the search for true happiness. See you in the next video.